Hello out there. This is entirely unscripted. No notes on a screen anywhere, no teleprompter, nothing. It's just me with a quick comment on what's going on right now in England because of Elon Musk's chain of tweets, we could call it, about the grooming gang scandal in Britain, which has been going on for a quarter of a century now. That's just a fact. We have thousands and thousands of British girls who have been molested by Islamic pedophile grooming gangs, basically. Um, as far as I recall it, I read an article about this years ago. At least 80% are Muslims, specifically of Pakistani descent, and then you have others on top of that. So it's nearly 100% an Islamic thing. Now, this is just in England, but I'm willing to bet that if you study this phenomenon, you will find the exact same thing going on in France, in Belgium, in Sweden, Denmark, Norway, you name it, anywhere in Western Europe. Now, in my opinion, if this is not a crime against humanity, I don't know what that is. And if this is going on in other European nations as well, like the ones I mentioned before, then we are talking a transnational crime against humanity. We are talking thousands and thousands and thousands of underage infidel girls who have become victims of this. How many girls? 15,000, 20,000, 30, 40, 50,000 girls in total? How many is it? We don't know, but it should be examined. And those responsible for enabling this clear crime against humanity should be put on trial at The Hague and sentenced and punished in full accordance with the law and to the full extent of the law. Someone like Keir Starmer, as far as I'm concerned, you can hang him. He's no better. This guy is a complete psychopath. Now, it's clear that some of the nations in southeastern Europe, like Slovakia, for example, and Romania, are starting to open up towards the east. Just a couple of weeks ago, the Prime Minister of Slovakia, Fico, who was attempted assassinated, had a meeting with Vladimir Putin, which was kind of in a positive spirit. So, they're holding the door open to the east for possible BRICS membership. And in Romania, the establishment party, pro-EU, lost the election, and then they canceled the election. Yeah, but Russia bad because Russia is not a democracy. So I don't even know what the situation is there in Romania currently, but I do know that the pro-EU wing lost the election and then they canceled the election. So I think, it could also be that the southeastern European countries are sort of opening up towards Russia as a kind of strategic play to be able to have some leverage when negotiating with the EU regarding certain topics in the future. Like, if you pressure us for this and this and this, and if you don't do this and this for us, we're going to join BRICS, just establishing a position of leverage. That could also be the case. But it could also be that these three southeastern European countries, Slovakia, Romania, and Bulgaria, have realized that there is a slow motion collapse of the EU going on right now, and it's accelerating faster and faster and faster. And then you need to have an option available that you can jump to, like the BRICS alliance. You need to be able to play it smart. So you got to have a door open both ways. I would do that. That would be the way to sort of cover your own ass in the future if things go completely wrong in the EU, because they very well could, easily. And this kind of thing right now with the grooming Islamo pedophile gang thing, if this turns out to be something that is much, much bigger than just in England, if we see the same in France and Sweden and Germany and Belgium and other countries, this could completely kill off the European project, in my opinion. And then you may say, I think you're overdoing it. People will forget. No. People will take a lot of shit from their political class. But if you start fucking with people's children, literally, you are in a world of political fucking hurt. Okay, that is the one thing you cannot do and just get away with. So this literally could be something that can trigger the complete collapse of the EU. And I mean massive rebellion in the public against the established puppet class of the globalists. Maybe there's a way to stop it. They could initiate another pandemic and shut down society to try to suspend the whole situation and kill off the uncontrollable dynamics of reality that are about to play out right now. Another lockdown right now sure would be convenient, wouldn't it? So, yeah, this is just high-octane speculation from me, but it's not unrealistic. We are living in those kinds of times. There's no doubt in my mind that Keir Starmer is a complete psychopath. He is a total psychopath. So, the quicker he is ended, one way or the other, in Britain, the better it is for the Brits and all the future victims of the grooming gangs. Because this is still going on in Britain. It's not even over. As far as I can tell, still Manchester right now is a shithole of grooming going on right now. So there has to be change. There has to be a lot of change, and it has to be quick. Because each hour where this is not decisively handled is just an hour too much. There's too many victims already. This just cannot go on. It has to stop. The primary guilty party here is the left. The left has expanded the meaning of the word racism to also include all kinds of shit that has nothing to do with race, like religion, for example. First of all, it allowed for an expansion of the victim pool of racism. By broadening the definition, you could all of a sudden generate 100, 150 million new victims of racism, which you could then cater to in a savior role to harvest their votes. Second of all, it allowed for a mass character assassination against anyone for simply not submitting themselves to the socialistic political project. But it's over now. And it's typical, the left, to cheat on the scale by manipulating language itself. You know, if you want a loaded word that isn't broad enough, so you can't weaponize it properly, you simply widen it definition-wise as much as you can. And that's exactly what they did with the word racism. When it comes to the whole Islamic pedo grooming gang thing, trying to shut down the debate by shaming strategy, first trying to gaslight people saying, no, it's not happening, it's not going on, it's just all in your mind. First the gaslighting, and then if people don't, accept that and they insist on what their eyes seeing, what their ears are hearing is actually reality, it's factual reality, then calling people, racists and xenophobes and, white supremacists for simply refusing to yield in their position, trying to shame the debate to death, that shit doesn't work anymore. The cat's out of the bag thanks to Elon Musk. So, and if you keep it up, that kind of bullshit, it just makes you the asshole. Because you are basically acting in favor of the continued victimization of all these girls by doing what you're doing. And I think it's completely surprising that all the feminists that are all so busy being offended about this and that and purple hair all over the place, they're perfectly fine with this Islamo-patriarchal rape culture directed against infidel children. That's just fine for the feminists. No complaints from there. Isn't that marvelous? The unbelievable double standard, the hypocrisy? It's just incredible. Action needs to be taken, and you need the right kind of people in power to be able to stop this. And Keir Starmer is not it. He's going to maintain the status quo. He's tried all that already, and he's not really going to change his position. It'll all come out of his mouth. Yeah, sure. Oh, I did this, I did that. Yeah. But the problem still persisted. And not only wasn't it fixed, it even accelerated. It got worse. And then when people started complaining about their kids getting raped, you call them white supremacists and Nazis and fascists. That is completely psychopathic. But hey, that's Keir Starmer. The globalist script, as the puppet he is, same script that Joe Biden was running by, that Justin Trudeau was running by, and all establishment, politically correct leaders who all are, positioned well within the Overton window. It's the playbook they're all run by. And we need them out. This is about saving whatever we can of our civilization.